Yeah, we're not deducting any costs. Zero.
Was very helpful to me. They increased my net by doing so, so I felt very satisfied and justified with the increase of the sale of the purchase price.
So actually, you remember you told me, oh, I'm happy with, this number. It was like, and I told you, let's just wait because we're
Right.
gonna. So we were able to negotiate. I think it was almost 6,000 more, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 6 or 7. I think 6,000
Right.
more. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that was very, very beneficial for me to have a little nest egg for any unforeseen expenses. So
Right.
Yvonne helped out at every step of the way, as well as her team.
Hi, everybody. My name is Yvonnekhoo with eXp Realty, and I'm here with my client, Fred, and we're wrapping up a very successful transaction, and he's kind enough to share a little experience about working with us. Thank you, Fred.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Yvonne.
So I have a few questions. Can you tell us a little bit about your situation and what brought you to this property?
Or to the sale.
Yeah.
The property was owned by my wife, who, when she passed away, I had probate done, and when I wanted to sell it, when I realized I needed to move to a smaller apartment from the house, and so recommended Yvonne for me, who was very nice and has become a great friend. And she also is very, very able as a realtor to help me out with this endeavor. And so we consummated the sale today with the notary, and now I'm going to explain the various things that Yvonne helped me out with.
Cool. But first of all, you interviewed another real estate agent, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
I hadn't done what they say, become or signed an understanding with any realtor, and so
Why'd you pick us?
why what?
Why did you pick us over the other agent?
Well, for one reason, Yvonne was very capable, and also her team in various stages helped with the effort of my selling the house to do a myriad of things that I'm not aware of, but in their professional capacity, they're able to do things like getting me a mover and talking endlessly to different title company people and those types of professions that are integral part of the real estate business. So we're going to move later tomorrow, and that's in no small part due to Yvonne's help and her team.
And also, the mover gave you a special rate, right?
Yes, she did.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And they were willing to work with me with my bank account at the beginning of the month. And so a short time later, I will receive my closing amount from the sale of the house within an understandable delay of getting the money in the bank. So that's going to happen, and they were understanding and able to work with me on the timing.
Yeah, and they'll get paid at escrow.
And they're correct.
Yeah. So what was the main reason that you chose to work with me over the other agent?
I'm sorry I didn't elucidate that. Primarily, it had to do with the fact that I developed a relationship within a couple of meetings with Yvonne. And the other real estate agent, bless her soul, I have a very good friend that we used to work with together. And we kept in touch for several years after we both retired, and going out for breakfast and different functions that we went to. So his wife worked for the realtor, so they might be mad with me, but I chose Yvonne because her daughter actually employed Vaughn's way, and I didn't want there to be if there was a problem with the sale, I didn't want for any personal animosity to enter in if I did something untoward or improper in their eyes. So I told them that I would think about it after. Her name is Christine. After Christine saw the house and made a presentation, and I decided to continue with Yvonne, and I signed with Yvonne a few days later, and
so you actually
afterwards I was able to get the house sold.
So between the two offers, or between the offers from from that agent versus our offer, which offer are you happier with?
I'm very much happier with the bonds because they was able to share the cost with the seller, me in this case, as the buyer. They were able to accept the cost that the house presented. So they increased my net by doing so. So I felt very satisfied and justified with the increase of the purchase price.
So actually, you remember you told me, oh, I'm happy with, this number. It was like, and I told you, let's just wait because we're going to. So we were able to negotiate. I think it was almost 6,000 more, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 6 or 7. I think 6,000 more. Yeah.
So that was very, very beneficial for me to have a little nest egg for any unforeseen expenses that we don't know is coming down the road.
So how do you feel about the process once we got started? Like, you can talk about the communication, the problem solving.
There was. It's hard to believe that in the real estate business there's a difficulty every once in a while. But Yvonne was able to maneuver or pilot a way to guide us to, and the various factors that were behind the scenes that I knew little about but were integral in helping the sale along. So can you refresh I'm thinking out loud.
No, I was just saying, what kind of challenges, did we go through? Like, was there any problem solving on my part, or how did you like the process once we got started with the communication?
The new apartment, I dealt with another representative and residential manager who also is capable, and the various things that actually occurred that Yvonne and her team negotiated were non-controversial because they made it so that the process of the system of selling the house, what would you think of being an obstacle because of their experience, was so minimal. The bumps in the road were minimal, and Yvonne helped out at every step of the way, as well as her team.
So basically, you hired us, and then we found a buyer, right? Immediately.
Correct.
Then we hired the movers, right?
Correct.
And the movers delivered boxes.
Correct. Ahead of time. So, and I was able to use some of them to further the moving.
Right. And
then when it became time for the title company, Yvonne was in touch with me with what I needed to do, and there was a signing cycle on the Wi-Fi on the internet, and so there was an electronic signature to further along the process. That was very helpful. That Vaughn helped me establish that on my cell phone.
Yeah.
And there was other tasks that Yvonne did that helped me out.
Thank you. So for someone else in a situation similar to yours, right? Looking at a property with a challenge, right? Similar to this one, right? What was our challenges that we had in this property?
The age. As the age goes, different things are not known that had occurred. I let Yvonne know as much as I knew from my ownership of the house since and living in it since 2003. So there was a few items like electrical upgrade, possible things that might have been needed or will be needed, like the age of the house might have been the paint and sheetrock coverings with paint.
You mean the because the home is built before 1978, so there could be lead-based paint, right?
Correct.
Yes, and also we were not sure if there was an issue with mold.
Correct. In the bathroom, that what occurred was a crack occurred in of all places, the floor of the shower, so that had to be rectified temporarily, which has proven to be okay, and so it's functional for one person, but as a sale, that will be repaired.
But we didn't have to do anything.
But we didn't have to do anything.
Correct.
And it didn't come directly out of the proceeds that I would receive.
Yeah, we're not deducting any costs. Zero.
Right. So it was very helpful to me and my budget in the end, and the sale kept going forward because they surmounted any obstacles.
Would you highly recommend us?
I would.
Yay.
I will.
And we have to thank your attorney for referring you to us.
Right. She's a nice lady, also experienced, and
she definitely got you to us, and then from us, I got you. We had, Hot Mess Jay, who basically could clean up the place, right? But we didn't even need to hire him.
Right. All of these things, because of getting the right person from my passing the information that I had of the need to sell the place and move into a smaller functioning facility. I was aware of senior living, independent living possibilities. So the experience that I had furthered that along so much. So the any complications were eliminated with the new landlord that I will now have. So that was very helpful from Yvonne and her team.
Fred, can you imagine? You literally just met me less than 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And we actually got all this done, right?
Right. It was, from my standpoint, it wasn't hardly a problem for me, because if I had any heartburn with anything, Yvonne was able to sell, was able to make known that it wasn't such a problem to surmount because they had dealt with it before.
You actually called me the other day and you were so upset, remember?
Yes.
And then we fixed it immediately.
Correct. So those on-site temporary problems, Yvonne had an answer for, and so that was taken care of.
Yeah.
Communications is one of Yvonne's great strengths.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, and thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, my dear.